Mount Whitney has been on my mind for quite a long time. I always wanted to climb this mountain, and I started looking into ways to get to this mountain and try to summit it. I was looking for a permit, and I was able to get a day permit in the middle of the weekday to do this hike in Mount Whitney. For equipment, I had the hiking poles, big enough bag to carry water in it, and food supply, and I also had good hiking shoes for this mountain. I think the first mistake I made is not getting proper sleep. I left my city to Mount Whitney in the middle of the day, and I arrived to Whitney Portal at around 9:45 p.m. The total driving distance was about 6 hours and 45 minutes. I was able to get a couple hours of sleep as I got there at 9:45 p.m. and then I slept from about 10 to about 1 a.m. and but I got to see a very cool night sky. It's 1 a.m. and I'm ready to start this hike towards Mount Whitney. So need all the good luck and let's go and make it happen. 1 a.m. I didn't have much sleep, but we're gonna make this happen. Let's go. First, my hike was not difficult at all for the first few miles, and I was hiking through the tree line. I came across the outpost camping area, and I crossed across multiple cool creeks with like wooden logs on top of the creeks, and it was really cool to cross those. Now around 5 a.m. I was out of the tree line, and now I was camping near, there was a camping area, and it was right before the switchback. After getting to the alpine zone out from the tree line, this is where the altitude starts to play games with me. I did not feel like eating food. I was feeling less thirsty. I researched enough before going that I must continue to feed myself and drink plenty of water before the hike. So for the food, I took a lot of Cliff bars and a trail mix bag from Costco. I also had some berries and plenty of bananas to begin with. I soon realized that I should have packed more sugar because Cliff bars are mostly protein bars, but with some sugar in it. But during these strenuous high altitude climbs, the body needs quick energy, and that's in the form of sugar. So if I recommend anybody going out in this Mount Whitney hike, they need to take a lot of sugar with them, like M&Ms or just literally candies as they're walking up and up towards the summit. I almost gave up in the middle of the hike thinking I will not make it because I was feeling lightheaded. I would walk a few feet and I would be breathing very hard. I had to literally stop every 15 feet and take a few minutes to rest before pushing on towards the summit. The time was getting close to 11 a.m. and I was still ways out from the summit. Though I was done with the switchbacks and on the section where you can see the Sequoia National Park on the left side as you're walking towards the summit. You can see the hut right in front of you as you're walking next to the Sequoia National Park, but it is good 2 to 3 miles walk along the ridge as you're trying to go on the summit. So finally at 2 p.m. I made it to the summit and I was really beat, and literally I couldn't believe that somehow I made it to the top by myself. You will see a hut on the top. You can also sign the visitor log, and you can also go inside the hut. There are also a couple of Mount Whitney signs out there that you can hold and take a picture with. And there is also a USGS pretty cool marker that they put on top of the mountain that you can take a look at and also take a picture of. Getting to the top is like half the battle when we are doing this Mount Whitney summit. Getting down is where most of the accidents happen, and because we seem to hurry and try to get down to the parking lot and have a good burger or whatever. So it's important that when we go down, we take all the precautions, and we go down as safely as possible. I started my journey back to the parking lot at 2:30 p.m. I thought I was going to go down quickly, and it would only take about 5 hours to cover the 11 miles back down to the parking lot. I was so wrong. I got back to my car at 11 p.m., and it turned out to be a long, grueling walk back to the parking lot. If I were to do this again, here are the things I would highly consider. I would acclimatize at higher elevation for a day or two. Before trying to summit this, I would do a lot of hikes in the mountain areas if possible. If you have like mountains near you, you should really do like hikes in the mountains. Do a lot of stair workout at the gym, or just do the stairs if you know wherever you find it. I would pack plenty of sugar for the hike. Most of all, I would keep like positive mental attitude. It really becomes a mind game. To be really honest with you, it becomes a mind game at some point, and some of us like we may think about turning around and just go back down to the parking lot. With that being said, if you don't feel good or if you're feeling really sick, you should turn around and go back to the parking lot. Do not push it. The mountain is always there. You can always come back in the future. It's not worth the risk of your health and your life. So if you don't really feel good, turn back around and go back to the parking lot. But there will be point in between the hike where you won't feel like, damn, will I make it? Will I make it? But if you're physically feeling good, you can make it.